People who allow negative relationship to thrive in their lives, such individuals end up having positive and qualitative relationships exit their lives. You can't keep good people with a bad attitude. You can't keep good relationships with bad attitude. It is therefore important for you to understand the importance of keeping positive attitude. Negative attitude doesn't just survive on its own by itself. There are systems that powers the existence, the continuity of negative attitude. The first of them is what I call perception distortion system. Your perception must be distorted in order for your attitude to be negative. So if you see anybody whose attitude towards you is negative, it is very, very certain that the person's perception of you is negative. That's why the person's attitude towards you, it's negative. Now, most of the time, you want to impress them, you want to change their attitude, but what you don't know is that you have to change their perception. Unfortunately, no one's perception can be changed without their permission. Everyone protects their perception. And one of the things that makes perceptions to be distorted is what we call the toxic perception filter. This is the part of your mind that always assigns negative interpretation to positive actions. I just did something positive, but you get to interpret it negatively. What that is doing is that it's affecting your perception. It's distorting your perception. One of the things that drives perception distortion is what we call negative bias amplifier. And this is very critical because it makes you to focus on negative things while ignoring positive things. Imagine you are in relationship with somebody and you keep doing good every day, and then on this occasion you did something wrongly. The person holds onto this wrong thing and the person amplifies it. We call that negative bias amplifier. You remember just one bad thing I did, overruling all the good things that you have a penchant for remembering bad thing over good things. Number 3 is what we call pessimistic expectation framework. This is a situation whereby you are always expecting something bad to happen. It has affected your perception. Your husband says, I'm about to start a business. In your mind, it's going to fail. Somebody comes to you and wants to start a relationship with you. Something is telling you it won't last. Train your mind to look for evidences, not assumptions. One of the systems that powers negative attitude is what we call emotional toxicity system. A heart that always feels wrong. What this teaches you is that there is always the tendency to contaminate your relationship because of your emotional state. Your emotional state can become a toxic thing to your relationship. It spreads. You can make a relationship become toxic because of the toxic state of your own emotions. The third system that powers negative attitude, it is what we call the cognitive spiritual system. And one of them is what we call cynicism stronghold. Now, have you noticed sometimes there are people that whenever you are talking, whenever you come to give them something, there's something inside them, they're like, there must be a motive behind this thing. They always believe that what you are doing is because of something. When you are saying, oh my goodness, I love the way you teach. There's a reason for that. I don't trust them. It makes it difficult for you to accept compliments. There's always this thing in your mind. If they are praising me, it's because they want to manipulate me. And if you're the type that have money, if they are praising me, it's simply because they want to collect money from me. One of the things that drives this cognitive system that powers negative attitude is what we call discontent default mode. It's a situation that leads to you being perpetually dissatisfied regardless of the effort or the progress you make. People make a lot of effort, you never get satisfied. You make a lot of effort, you're never satisfied. You always feel it's not enough. You always feel you're not good enough. The fourth system that drives negative attitude, it's called behavioral dysfunction system. We're talking about actions that reinforces wrong patterns. Complaining and fault finding. You always point out what is wrong. Whenever somebody's talking about, look at what God has just done, look at what somebody's just telling you, I just bought a new car. Then the next thing you're like, oh, but why is the light so small? The front light is so small. Or somebody's just telling you, look, I just built an amazing house. I'd like you to come and see my new house. And the next thing you're going to do is to say, why is the roof beige color? What is your problem? Can't you just see a beautiful house? Train your mind to see good, because you will always see what you expect to see. Those who go looking for errors will find one. Behavioral dysfunction system is powered by what we call blame shift response system. You are always good at blaming others. You never take responsibility for your own actions. Your actions and inactions, you never take responsibility for it. It's an attitude that can cost you position, cost you influence, cost you relationships. You never take responsibility. It's your fault that I reacted like this. We call it diversionary tactics. You always want to blame your action on somebody else's behavior. It was because you shouted that I slapped you. It was because you pushed me. That's why I punched you. Would you please forget about the fact that the person pushed you? Can you please take the responsibility for the fact that you punched? You had the option not to. There were other things you could have done. You could have walked away. You could have sat on the ground. You could have done several things. You chose to punch. Take responsibility for that. One of the most terrible aspects of behavioral dysfunction is what we call relational resistance mode. And this is the situation whereby you constantly reject correction, you reject love, you reject help. It's terrible. You feel attacked when corrected. When people want to help you, it makes you feel like maybe because you are miserable, that's why they're trying to help you. So you reject love, you reject help, and you reject correction. The reality is that you need all of the things you are rejecting, and it doesn't make you less of a human being. It's just the way your mind has been wired.